Hello, Scrappy friends. Welcome to our third and final video in this short 3-video series of keeping it simple BMC style. So border making cartridges, that's right. This is our third video and I've been having so much fun. These layouts have been super quick and super easy, and I'm getting a ton of layouts done, and I hope that you are too. Today I have another very simple design for you, and we're going to try to incorporate 2 border making cartridges in this layout today. I'm going to use the Summer Break brand new paper collection by Creative Memories to scrapbook some pages of my daughter at a water park. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm going to take the blue wave paper for my background and then this yellow square paper for my punch out today. And to just change it up a little bit, I am going to use white as my background for both sides. Okay. I'm going to go very easy and simple today, and I'm going to cut this blue wave paper just right in half at 6 inches. And I do want the waves to be going this direction on my page, so they'll be going horizontally, so I want to make sure when I cut it that it's going in the correct direction. Okay, 6 inches, and 1 will be for each side of the layout. And next I'm going to bring in my border making system, and I'm going to bring in the Seastars cartridge, and I'm going to punch out 2 rows. This is a chain style cartridge, so when I'm done I'll end up with just a chain of all the Seastars linked together. So I'm going to do 2 of these. I'll put you on fast forward and I'll be right back. So here's my white cardstock with my 6 inches of the blue wave paper on each side. And I think I'm going to have a little bit of the white exposed down here. And that's about 1/4 of an inch. So I have it up about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom edge. And then I'll bring in the Seastars punch outs that we just did. And I want to place it like that along the edge. And I think what I want to do is I want to bring in some baby blue cardstock and punch out 2 rows of the Seastars again on baby blue so that I could back behind the yellow ones here. There we go. Let me hold this up. I'll show you. You see the blue, that baby blue behind it gives it a little bit of dimension because now it's raised up just a little bit, but it gives it a little outline look, and it's very, very faint, but it helps to make that transition between the yellow, the pale yellow that I used here, and then the white up here. So there's just a little bit of blue, and it does stand out a lot more in person than it does here on the screen. But you see how it raises it up just a little bit. Okay, and that's going to be my very basic design. I have my 6x12 down here, and I'm using the border making cartridge kind of as a transition piece between the 2 pieces of the background. So let me go ahead and bring in my photos. These photos are just of my daughters at a water park we went to one summer. And let's see, I have a couple verticals, and I'm going to put the verticals on this side. I'm paying attention to this water coming off the equipment right here. I love that I captured that. And so my ideas was I could either put it on this side, but then I feel like it's falling off into the other page, or I could put it on this side, and I want to make sure I'm tucking this photo underneath. So these 2 on this side I am going to stagger a little bit so it'll look something like that. I only have 4 photos for this layout. When I printed I haven't trimmed these at all, but when I printed them I accidentally clicked the wrong size. So they're about 4 by about 5 1/4. But you know what? It's going to work out perfectly for this layout, and I would be having to trim them down anyway, probably for this side over here. So this is going to be my basic photo placement. And next I want to decide if I'm going to mat any of these and then bring in some photo mats for them. These 2 down here I think are okay. And I think this whole page is okay, but maybe to bring in some more color, I can mat 1 or both of those, and then same with these 2 over here. This collection has so many nice matte cards, as do most of the collections. I think they all have awesome matte cards, but the ones I'm going to look at are back here. So what I do when I'm trying to decide which photos to matte, it's kind of like I look to see where is the picture fading out, and because I'm using white and I don't often use white, I feel like I have to make them stand out a lot more. So I'm looking at these two photos over here, and I love the red in the background of some of my photos. So I definitely want to bring in red. This collection does have a red gingham paper, but I think I can safely use this card to matte this photo. I will have to trim it because, like I said, these are not true 4x6 photos. So I will trim it a little bit and get that to fit. But if I'll bring this in like this, and then in fact, let's put that up so we can get a visual. And then on this one, I'm going to bring in yellow. Here's a matte that I probably wouldn't use unless I cut out just one of those sunshine words. This one is a 6x4, so I will have to trim off a little teeny bit just to give it a matte around the edge. But I'm bringing in yellow because I have this bright yellow floaty over here that I want to kind of now bring that color to the other side without making it look too obvious. And then on these two photos up here, I wasn't sure what color to bring in, but I really liked this darker, it's like a dark sea green, almost like dark turquoise. And I have two mattes, and I'm going to trim them down so they fit side by side up here. And then maybe, I don't know if they're going to be touching yet or not, but my plan is for them not to touch and have a little space between them. Okay, let me go ahead and get those matted. Okay, so here's the photos all matted. I like it. I love that extra pop of color that the mattes bring into our layouts. And I had plenty of room up here. I did not have to butt them right up next to each other. So happy about that. Okay, so for my title and my journaling area, I always like to bring those in next just to make sure I have a place for them. I love this huge title from the embellishment pack with this collection. It's really big, but it works out perfectly for me because I do have a lot of space on this layout. So I'm just going to move some things around and then add this picture, this right up here in that area. I like it. It brings in more yellow and more fun into this layout. So I'm going to do that. Still be playing with the placement of these photos. Then for my journaling box, I would like to bring in just a piece of lined Creative Memories designer paper. And if you didn't know, this is now, I mentioned it in my last video, but this is now back in stock. Very exciting. I get asked all the time about where I get lined paper, and Creative Memories is exactly where I get all my lined paper. And I love it because I can cut it into any shape. This was literally a scrap that I had in my box. And I think it's going to be just big enough for what I need. I think I'm going to bring my journaling down here. I have all this open room, so I'm thinking to overlap this photo. And it will go somewhere right around there. Yep, I like that so far. Now I'm ready to bring in my second border making cartridge, which will be this Shutter Love. It's the camera and a heart. And I'm just going to scoot this up a tad. And I'm going to bring back in the baby blue that I used up here. And I'm going to punch out a whole row of this border. And again, this is a chain border, so it'll all be linked together when I'm done punching it. And my idea is to put it right here at the top of my journaling box. Again, I just like to cover up that transition between the two items. So this is going to be perfect. I think I'm going to cut off 3 sections. I actually think I'm going to cut off that last little heart right there. There we go. Yes, I like that. And I'm just bringing this in also to let you know that we don't have to use the whole 12 inches. We could just use a little pop of them. And I love this one specifically because it has a little camera and the hearts. I use them in embellishment clusters all the time. So not just for making rows and chains of borders. And I have this extra piece. See if I could put it over here somewhere. Let's see, maybe I could overlap these and maybe put it right up here, maybe just one up there in the corner, and put this up as high as I can right there and scoot everything up. I like that up there. I like it a lot. So I'm going to actually trim this photo down. Okay, so I'm back, and before I continue, I'd like to ask you to please click that like button. I really would appreciate it. You guys know the drill. It helps to spread my content throughout YouTube, and it helps to grow my channel, and I just personally really appreciate it. So thank you for doing that. So up here, there was a person back here that I do want to cover up anyway. So I'm glad I have decided to overlap them up here. So let's see, I'm gonna do it just like that and then have that little punch out up here and over here. And so when it comes to embellishing this page, I feel like I do have a lot going on already between the border punch outs that I made and this big title. My plan with embellishing is I have this spot up here, which I would like to bring in something, and then maybe something down here, possibly add a little bit more up here to our camera area. So that's the game plan. So up here, I thought it would be fun to bring in my ticket punch and punch out a couple tickets. And then as I was reaching for this, I remembered that I made a little box of some extra punch outs when I've used this punch and haven't used all the punch outs. So I thought I'd see if I could find some colors in here that I would like. There's red, of course, red would be nice, and yellow. The blue is too dark. If I was gonna do it, I'd have to go and punch a different blue, but that's an option. I can go get some more blue cardstock. And we have lots of yellow and red and green. Not sure that's the right green. And I don't have any other green. So let's stick with yellow and red. Would be cute down here too. But let's put it up here. And I'll probably put them at an angle. Something like that, or reverse them. Put the yellow and then bring the red in, again, at an angle. Just because we are at a water park and there are admission tickets that you have to buy, so I thought, well, let's just maybe bring that in. Let's see what we can add to that. Grab my sticker sheet here, and there are some very fun, playful stickers that we can put on here. Let's see. That's cute on vacay time. I actually do like this little hat in this book right here, because while they were playing, we were off sitting over in the chairs. They would just come back and check in on us every once in a while. So I'm thinking that, and then maybe this on vacay time, like right up behind it. Okay, let's see. And I think I'll pop that up onto some foam tape. Okay, and then we'll put that right up there. Now down here, I saw in the embellishments this cute little beach towel, and I like the colors are gonna fit well with my design. And then from the embellishments, I thought it would be cute to also bring in, this one says good times. I thought that would be cute, and then a little beach ball. And I'll probably pop the good times up onto some foam tape as well. There we go. Okay, and then over here, let's see what we can add up there. I do feel like it does need a little bit of color. I brought so much color in everywhere else. I know there are some hearts on here, and also on these enamels. There's some hearts, some very cute things. Let me come back to those. I'm thinking red and yellow like we've been using. Let's take these ones. I think these are a little bigger. Put it right into the shutter of the camera. And yellow is right here. There we go. That does add a little something up there. Let's see if there's any other words that we might want to use. How about playing around? And it's red. I think what I'll do is I'll put it down here and maybe put it to the edge and then trim off the little bit of extra that's there. It'll look like that. And there we go. That is layout number 3 for our short little mini series of Keeping It Simple Border Making Cartridge Edition. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that, and we can see how quick and easy we can make a layout and bring in those border making cartridges and get simple pages done. Thank you for joining me for this mini series. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to come back and do another one soon, but until then, take care everybody, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. And if you haven't seen the entire series of this, I'm going to link the playlist right here, as well as another video up there for you. But the playlist will have not only this series, but the first 7 times we've done this as well. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed that, and happy viewing.